We're recording this time. All right. So let me ask you, why do you want to change careers? To be clear, this is not a straightforward proposition. There's risk involved. There's a lot that you stand to lose. You could be walking away from a predictable and steady career ladder, or at the very least, seniority in an industry or a job. Is that something you're ready to do? It could be that over the years you've accrued some pretty good paid time off, right? Well, you can't take that with you. What about stock options? Do you have any that'll be vesting here pretty soon that you would be walking away from? And what about your daily commute? Is it pretty short and sweet? Well, you could very well be kissing that goodbye. What about the people with whom you work? Do you like them? You like the people you work with? Well, they're not coming with you on this career transition. Now, I could go on. Pay, benefits, job flexibility. There's all kinds of things that you are putting at risk by changing your career. So, you having second thoughts?
Greetings, my friend. We are all interested in the future, for that is where you and I are going to spend the rest of our lives. And remember, my friend, future events such as these will affect you in the future.
Ultimately, you need to understand and deeply embrace the reasons why you've decided to leave your current career and strike out in a new direction. Eventually, and probably before too long, the weight of this undertaking is going to really challenge your resolve. Your why, your commitment to this change, needs to outweigh all your reservations. If your why is not clear and compelling, then it will fold at the first sign of trouble. I know many people who have successfully transitioned careers, but I know twice as many who have made only a lukewarm foray into this brave new world, only to retreat at the first sign of trouble. One person I know left his job and moved his entire family 3 states away at the cost of thousands, only to return less than a month later. I can only imagine how much this cost him, both financially and professionally. I'm not telling you this to scare you off or to throw shade on my friend. I'm sharing this with you as a cautionary tale. When you run into obstacles, the desire to kind of return to the familiar will be very strong. When this happens, a clear and compelling why statement will give you the courage you need to face down these challenges. Now, to be clear, we're talking about this like it's a voluntary career change, like we have a choice in the matter. Obviously, this isn't always the case. Sometimes life just kind of thrusts the decision upon us, and the best we can do is respond at least somewhat proactively. That said, it's still a good idea to clearly understand the risks in the process. After all, a poorly understood risk is only going to give momentum to your threats. More about that in our next video. The point is, simply, I have to change careers is probably not a compelling enough of a why statement to really give you that courage and drive you'll need to take the hard actions. What it comes down to is creating a compelling vision that will guide and energize you. The best why statements don't just keep you focused on the goal, they make the very idea of failure untenable. This means that no matter our circumstance, we need to take the time to really think out the pros and cons of a career change. List out all the pros of staying where you are, as well as the cons of staying where you are, and then all the pros of changing your career, as well as the cons of changing your career. Be honest with yourself. Don't just fudge this. This is important because this is going to be what drives you. This is the why statement to which you will return frequently to give you the courage and strength to stay the course. Also, don't get hung up on thinking, I need a spectacular why statement. Now, it's true, it needs to be a strong and compelling statement for you to give you that courage and strength when things get rough. But that doesn't mean that it needs to be compelling to anyone else necessarily. A little bit more about that later on. When it comes to driving you and motivating you, there is no right or wrong when it comes to why. Are you looking for more money, better benefits, or more flexibility in your job? Wonderful, phenomenal. It's all good. Nobody can say that these why statements are not important. It's whatever is important to you and keeps you focused on this job change process. And so there we are. Take the time to really map out a compelling why statement so that you can hold on to that North Star when things get rough. Now, I hope you'll stick with me because we have a lot more to go over. So until then, have a fantastic day. In terms of my why, well, I don't really feel like I was ever really cut out for the corporate world. I mean, check this out. This screams academic.